It's a hot day in South Africa, and Donald Trump has just come on air to say that he has seen the terrible things going on in South Africa. I live here, and I haven't really seen the terrible things he speaks about. I'm continually amazed at the disinformation that this man sends. I'm amazed that anyone would believe him. We in South Africa are laughing. We honestly are. But what worries me most is that you Americans seem to believe him. Even statements about your own country, you believe that he's doing the best thing. I feel very sad for you and very down. I hope you can get this man out one way or the other. Goodbye.
Donald Trump. South Africa belongs to South African. You have no say in our country internal matter. Your forefather raised America from indigenous people of America. You focus on those people. You are the one need to be brought to justice, not us. Our black people, black brothers and sisters, being humiliated last 350 years. The land of South Africa belongs to indigenous people of South Africa. You have no say in this country. You have absolutely no say in this country. Whoever misguiding you, they must know the fact South Africa will defend its country. Couple of days back, you used Lesotho to attack us. Couple of days back, you used Rwanda attack us. And now, we are warning you, expropriation without compensation of South Africa will be happen. Black people of South Africa, majority of this country.
The issue came about over land concerns, but there's one big problem. South Africa doesn't receive any significant funding from the US. In a statement, this is what the South African presidency said. They said South Africa is a constitutional democracy that upholds the rule of law, justice, and equality. Secondly, the government has not confiscated any land. The Expropriation Act is a legal process to ensure fair land access, just like in the US and other countries. Thirdly, the only US funding South Africa receives is through PEPFAR, which supports HIV/AIDS programs and makes up just 17% of South Africa's HIV/AIDS budget. So what's really going on? The South African government says it looks forward to discussing the matter with US officials to clear up misconceptions. What do you think? Should world leaders comment on other countries' policies?
Hi guys, welcome back. My name is Robi Masaga. Today I want us to discuss about Trump cancelling all US funds to South Africa, claiming that South Africa is confiscating land and violating human rights. Now, here's the crazy part. There's no actual evidence to support his claims. Majority of South African people, that is both black and white South Africans, they are saying that there is nothing bad happening in South Africa. The country is peaceful. So where is Trump getting all this false information, or why is he making these claims? Is there a reason why he's doing that, or does he have a hidden agenda? Because there is nothing bad happening in South Africa. Yes, it's true the government of South Africa did pass a law allowing land expropriation without compensation. And this is meant to correct the historical injustices. By this I mean, during colonization, during apartheid, land was taken illegally, was taken unfairly from black South Africans. So this law is meant to correct that mistake. It's meant to redistribute land fairly to people and not go around randomly taking properties from people, from innocent people. And now Trump wants to make it look like white farmers in South Africa are being targeted or their land is being stolen from them. That is not the case. He's basically trying to claim something without facts. You heard what that white guy from South Africa said. There's nothing bad in South Africa that is happening there. And why would even Trump come start lecturing people about human rights when he's doing the same mistake in America, who is deporting people right now? I do understand that there are illegal immigrants in America, but we all know that even innocent ones are being caught in the middle of whatever that is happening there. Some innocent people are being deported. Some of them are in the process of being documented, but even before they explain their case, they are deported back to their countries. And Trump wants to lecture people about human rights. Families are being ripped apart. Parents are being separated from their kids, husbands from their wives, wives from their husbands. And Trump wants to lecture Africans about human rights. All the way from America, Trump wants to dictate how Africans should make decisions. He wants to control Africa all the way from America, something that he wouldn't allow if an African leader, one of our leaders, if they did the same to him. Do you think Trump would allow that? So he wants to call shots in Africa. He wants to be the one dictating. Just because South Africans are not doing according to what he wants to cut off funds to South Africa. If they don't do according to what he wants, he's not going to send funds in Africa, which we are very much okay. I support him on this one. He should cut off all those funds because we don't need those funds. Why do we need them? Why do we need them when we have resources? If he wants to give us funds, yes, we are ready. We can exchange the resources and he gives us the funds because nothing should be given out for free. So why does he want to control whatever that is happening in South Africa? South Africa is an African country. He should let Africans do according to what they feel that is better for their own country. Trump wouldn't allow any African leader to control matters happening in America. He wouldn't even give an ear to any African leader trying to, tell him on what to do and what not to do. He wouldn't. And let's assume for a minute. Let's assume maybe he was talking about white South Africans being targeted. I'm not saying that is the case because he didn't even give reasons why he said that. So I'm just assuming maybe he meant that white South Africans are being targeted. Do you think he would say the same thing if it was black South Africans who are being targeted? Do you think that would be the case? Unless Trump has an agenda, a hidden agenda, he needs to come out, be clear on why he said whatever he said. No one's land in South Africa has been taken away. Even the government was very clear that the process would be legal and fair. But now Trump wants to make things look like South Africans, like South Africa is in chaos. That is basically what Trump is trying to say here. You cannot accuse people and not give reasons. At least come out, be clear, say this is the reason why I'm, canceling funds to South Africa. Give reasons. Plus, why is Trump talking about human right violation? If anything, he's the one doing exactly that. He's been deporting people, deporting Africans back to Africa. Why would he dictate about what we should do about our land when he's been deporting our people back to Africa? Basically, what he's trying to do is reclaim back their country. So why is it wrong for us to do the same? He's been deporting Africans, including even innocent people who are in the process of being documented. They've been deported back to their countries. So between South Africa and Trump, who is violating human rights? Families have been ripped off. Mothers, fathers, they've been separated from their kids. And he wants to talk about human rights. What is happening in America right now? People are crying. Even as we speak, there's someone somewhere crying because he's been separated or she's been separated from their family. And Trump wants to talk about human rights when he's the one doing it right now. He's separating people. And you want to control Africans on what they can do with their land? Let's be real for a minute. All those funds that Trump claims that he's sending to South Africa. I don't believe that they are being sent there for free, because Africa does have resources. So when they send these funds pretending they're helping, those funds are compensating for the resources that are being stolen from Africa. So he shouldn't come out pretending that he's helping South Africans. Africans do give out their resources. Some of our resources are exploited. So those funds that come to Africa, they compensate for all those resources. Trump should not pretend like he's helping Africans or he's helping South Africans. And I'm glad that the Minister of Resources in South Africa, he came out and he did put Trump to his own place. Because why come threaten people when the same people are the ones giving you resources? Trump is not cutting funds to South Africa just because he cares about human rights. He's doing that because of control. Most Western countries, they send aid to Africa, not because they're helping. They send aid to Africa because of control. They want to control Africans. They want to be the ones in charge. They want to be the ones, calling shots in Africa. That is why they do that. And all those aid, all those funds that are being sent to Africa, they compensate the resources that are being, taken away from Africa. So they can't say that they're helping. Trump shouldn't come out here saying that we have South Africa is violating human rights. He's only saying that maybe because he has an agenda. Maybe there's something that he's hiding and he doesn't want to come out and say it clear. Some people will accuse you, not because you've done something wrong, but they just want to find mistakes in you. That is life. That is how people act out here. And it's the same thing that Trump is doing to South Africa. There's nothing there. We've not heard that something bad is happening to South Africa. So how can someone from America come out, start complaining that something bad is happening there, when even Africans, us Africans who are here, we've not had something like that? And I'm glad that Trump is cutting funds to South Africa. He should do even to the rest of African countries. We do welcome the idea, because at least now Africans are going to wake up, especially our African leaders. This is a wake-up call to them. You now need to see the reality. When you depend on people so much, that is how they treat you. They will sleep, wake up, and cut short whatever that they're sending to you. You need to wake up, utilize whatever that we have. We have minerals, we have resources. Why should we be so dependent on Western countries when we are able to, whatever that we need in Africa, we can get it if we wanted. But because we want to depend on people so much, that is how they treat you. This is a wake-up call to African leaders. You need to wake up and open up your eyes. Stop letting people use you, control you. Then when they want, they cut short whatever that they are giving you. Why do we have to wait for handouts? Just why? Personally, I do welcome the idea he needs to cut all funds to Africa, because it's not like we are poor. If we wanted, Africa would be very far today. But just because we have greedy leaders who are being controlled by these Western people, that is why we are where we are. And that is why every person in the world calls Africa the poorest continent, when all the resources that are being used outside there, they come from Africa. He said that he's cutting funds to South Africa until further notice. It should be forever. He should cut whatever that he's sending to Africa forever. We are not poor. We are not beggars. Why do we have to act like beggars? And this is to our African leaders. Why do we have to be beggars when we have what it takes to make our continent great? Why do we have to be so dependent that people will just threaten us anytime they want? I'm not giving you like we are kids. They are treating us like kids because we are so dependent. We are not strong enough to fight for our continent. We are not. We won't get that respect that we want if we don't wake up. We will never get that respect. Funds should be cut off funds from outside should be cut off to Africa. if anything, we need to do business with these countries. They give us their money, we give them our resources, or we give them whatever that they want from Africa. Not for free. They pay. It's business. Business, you exchange something with something. If we are giving them our resources, they give us money. They pay for those resources. That is how it should be. But it shouldn't be we are sending aid to Africa. We are sending funds to go and help poor people in Africa. We are sending money to Africa for medical. We are sending money to Africa for this and that. People think that we are beggars. When these people exploit each and every day, this needs to stop. I don't know when our African leaders are going to wake up and see the reality in front of them. I just don't know. We actually need like 20 Traores in Africa. If we get at least 20, I do believe that Africa can wake up. Trump is pushing a false narrative. He's making claims without evidence. Ask yourself, why is he so invested in stopping land reforms in Africa? It's because they want Africa to stay weak. They want us to be dependent on them. And it will be easy to exploit Africa. This is the game that is being played. And our African leaders, they are sleeping. They are busy sleeping. They can't see the kind they can't see the reality in front of them. They can't. Anyway, guys, what's your take on this? Let me know in the comment section. Why do you think Trump is making these claims without evidence? And why do you think he's cutting funds to South Africa? Let me know in the comment section. And remember to subscribe, like, and share as well. And until next time,